It's the SeaSpray and the Blackfish, both teams 2-3 coming into this game, as are the Grizzlies as they'll go up against the Shooting Eagles. They're the outlier right now. Shooting Eagles 4-1 after they picked up the victory against the SeaSpray last weekend. We'll see if they can channel that momentum into this one. The Blackfish and the SeaSpray, the second meeting between the two teams this season, as this will be their 6th game overall each. Here's an opportunity. Evan Pattison tries a one-hopper right in on Brandon Humphrey, who starts in goal for the Blackfish here today. Dave Mathers will be the backup. And then on the other side, it's Keegan Melanchuk, the former New Westminster Salmon Belly Junior A product, the local boy, slotting in between the pipes. His backup will be the standout Lee Jackman. McIntyre looking to cut in, finds it across the zone for Josh Mills. Back up high, forcing Laszlo heading out of the zone, now back across to the other wing. Watson. Big game last weekend. Low shot wide of the goal off the near side. Mills off of the rebound. Melanchuk able to get all of that one. And Melanchuk slotting into the lineup here as Gordy Phillips looking to work that one ahead. We'll talk about the scratches coming up at our earliest convenience. Ritchie tried to grab that one off of the boards. We'll work it ahead. Vinny Ritchie cutting in, takes a bit of a shot to the right side, cradled it, put it wide of the goal, and then bounced out of place to the Blackfish. 3 wide. Nearly left it behind the man as they'll get things settled down here. Cutting their way up the near side. I believe that is Remo Shinato, wearing number 52 today. He was listed as number 54 in the roster. Shinato takes the hack to Mecca Godfredson and company, trying to work that one forward. It's turned over to the SeaSpray. Here's a speed burst from Eli Batt as Batt brings it over into the offensive territory. A one-hopper as Tyler Kirkby leads his team with 25 points in 4 games. Cutting in towards the goal. No, pounds it off of the post. Great opportunity there. Brandon Humphrey checked the shoulder as Cordell Primus right towards the front of the goal. Primus able to pick up the loose ball once again. And a delayed penalty coming here. Melanchuk racing to the bench to get the extra attacker out onto the floor. Vinny Ritchie joins, as does Adam Dixon. Here's Dixon, one of the alternate captains, coming off of the bench to make it 6-on-5. Now Kirkby gets square. Nice behind the back feed in front to Ritchie, who puts it wide of the goal. And then Humphrey able to lunge out to grab that one and trigger the delayed penalty. The Blackfish now going to send the man to the box. Going to be 2 minutes for a cross check. Going against Trent Kellner, number 34. Kellner making his return a couple of weekends ago. So Kellner will be in the box for a couple of minutes, and they get that rolling. Power play coming here. Kirkby plays it up to Lucas Nielsen. Down low, Adam Dixon's going to set up right near the goal line side. Back up, Kirkby waits, feeds it across. Low shot, Tyler Ewan. We know the power that he's got on that shot and all the ways he can shoot it from that shooter spot as Kirkby tried to go low, and Humphrey able to ease up that one with the pads. Coming off the defensive gate, good play there to knock it free. Great run there by Connor DeWitt. Lucas Nielsen's going to come away with it with 1.5 minutes left to go on their power play here. Nielsen will leave it for Kirkby as they'll get set up over in the offensive zone. Back up high, Kirkby. Nielsen tried the one-hopper again. They're trying to get these low-to-high shots on Brandon Humphrey because Humphrey able to cover the low half of the net with great ease here. The Blackfish running up the center. Josh Mills was calling for it from Shinato. Didn't quite get it. Shinato will cut around the near side. And 1 minute left to go on the penalty here. Ball knocked loose. Eli Batt unable to get it free. Evan Pattison digging for it as well too. Connor DeWitt. Shinato with a diving play. And they're going to call the loose ball push. The Blackfish get possession here. Great move by Shinato. Blackfish still hold once again here. Challenging there, number 24. Mr. Austin Robinson wearing the yellow helmet. Connor Watson off of the far wing. Brings the man outside. They'll play man-to-man here with one man standing in front of the goaltender as an extra body. Evan Pattison able to pick that one up and heads down the other way with a head full of steam. Left side, 2-on-1 brewing here. Pattison mano-a-mano. He scores! Evan Pattison picks it up at the defensive end, goes all the way, and blasts that one past Brandon Humphrey. Great shot, just gets in between the arm and the breadbasket. You could see Humphrey just lift the elbow a little bit, thinking it was going for the top corner, and he put it a little low right around the midsection, and it gets in between that gap. Evan Pattison, a defensive specialist in this league, but don't you dare let him get out and running. Gordy Phillips in on the draw. He'll be going up against Reese Barnes. Reese Barnes had himself a great day in the face-off dot against the Grizzlies last weekend. So Kellner out of the box and into the fray. Back 5 aside, it's a 1-0 game for the SeaSpray. McIntyre backing in on Connor Stroop. Passes it around the outside to Ethan Imlot. Imlot back up, McIntyre, far wing side, Watson in. Gillis can't pull the trigger on the one-timer, was cutting in off the near wing. Down the other way goes Clay Miller. Clay Miller in competition with Lee Jackman for best hair in the league. Look at those locks as he heads off on the change. Near side, Tyler Kirkby, back up high, Lucas Nielsen. Right wing side, curling around the defense, goes off the pad with that shot. Brandon Humphrey standing tall. Here's the release up to Liam McIntosh. 10:20 left to go, it's a 1-0 game. Josh Mills pulls it back. He'll take the contact there, waits, still trying to force it back over the line. It will finally be an over and back. And here he comes the other way, Austin Robinson in on Humphrey, stopped by Humphrey. Robinson down the other way with a burst of speed, and Brandon Humphrey meets him with a pad. Can't blink, you'll miss all the action. We're 5 minutes gone by. Evan Pattison, the opening goal scorer, forcing Roberts to the outside. Roberts, nice little swim move, gets a little bit of space now. Mills on the near wing, back over to the far side. Watson loads, fires, Melanchuk gets it. Melanchuk holds on as he'll leave it for Connor DeWitt, and DeWitt heads out the other way. SeaSpray looking to find their offensive stride in this one. They gave up the opener. We'll see how they respond. Kirkby gets set, drops it into the middle, and the cutter able to get the shot away. It looked like Primus right in tight on Brandon Humphrey. Jensen releases to Reese Barnes. He's got that shiny red helmet that matches the reds of the Blackfish. A lot of players wearing the helmets from the other leagues that they play in when they come into the Arenalacrosseleague, so we got a bit of a combination. So to see that red bucket is pretty cool. McIntyre tried to bring it across the body, and Melanchuk turned it away. Clay Miller gets the loose ball. Miller up to Pattison. Pattison looks up the center, finds Ritchie. Ritchie fakes. He'll bring it over towards the near side. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Nielsen down low as they'll feed it across. Ritchie, can he get it away? He scores! Vinny Ritchie, nice tight move in front of the goaltender. Fakes one way, sweeps it down low, and that one has enough spin to get across the line. Goes 5-hole off the inside of the far leg. It's a 2-0 game. As the SeaSpray get the opener, they get the second goal, and they continue to find offense here. The Blackfish looking to try and get out of the gate here. Austin Robinson making a face-off appearance here. He'll win the draw against Reese Barnes. Now Connor Stroop across the center. Finds it for Lucas Nielsen. As Nielsen holding, pulls it up on the near side, back over to Cordell Primus. Primus leaves it as Jordan Gabriel making an appearance, curling out to the far side. Now Adam Dixon up high, gets a back screen from Nielsen. Kirkby down low, pardon me, it's Primus, lets it fly, and that one hits a body on the way through. Loose ball. Scooped up by Ryan Jensen. He'll release to Kellner. 8:15 left to go. They come up the center. Here's Shinato. Remo Shinato fakes and then leaves that one to the near side. Aiden Ellis and Lucas Nielsen defending off the near side. Pattison jumps the screen off the far wing. McIntyre looks to shoot around the defense, doesn't, cuts in, takes a shot. And a holding the stick call. Going to be drawn on the near wing. Melanchuk stopping both of the shots he faced there. Got the initial, and then there was a follow-up after the whistle, but he turns all challengers aside. It's going to be Jordan Roberts. Ended up picking up the holding the stick penalty off of the near wing. So another power play here for the SeaSpray. Already up by 2. Evan Pattison Vinny Ritchie, the 2 goals here. Ewan trying to make it 3. A great block there by the defense. Scooped up, they'll pull it around. Here's Kirkby with a lane. He'll let it go. And Humphrey able to hold on to it. Pinched it between the pad and the body there. Out the other way, Blackfish looking to strike. Reese Barnes holds it back out towards the top of the zone. Short-handed here for another minute and a half. Watson with Miller on him. There's Eli Batt. They're trying to zone him into the corner. Watson back in behind the goal. Miller stays with him. Pass it to the near side for Ethan Umlaut. Phillips and Batt defending on the near side. That one goes errantly off the far wall as Melanchuk picks it up and he'll release to Phillips. Minute 10 left to go in the power play here. Some good time killed off by the Blackfish there. As Tyler Kirkby leaves it for the far wing, and now they'll get it back. Kirkby loads at the center behind the back feed. Nielsen again tried that high-low one-hopper. Puts the stick over top of the head and tries to spike it down right in front of Humphrey. They got lots of net front presence as well, so they might just be looking to generate a rebound of sorts off of Humphrey. Most in the league by a 14-goal margin at present. But coming into this one, they're looking to turn over a new leaf. Coming around the screen. Won't happen quite yet as Tyler Ewan lights the red lamp of sorts. It'll be a power play goal for Tyler Ewan. Curls off of the screen and gets that low shot with so much power that he knows and loves. Tyler Ewan, so dangerous, the big lefty. We've seen him score in bunches. 3 on the board now for the SeaSpray. Dropped the decision to the Shooting Eagles last week. Their first game of the work back around the league. Again, there's only 3 teams here in the West, so you get very familiar with teams in a hurry. Your officials in this one, Cam Anderson, Nick DeSantos, and Jacoby Krassman. As the SeaSpray back into the offensive territory once again, looking to shift the tide. Kirkby waits, curls around the screen behind the back feed, goes right through to Brandon Humphrey. I'm sure that wasn't the intended recipient, as Shinato comes the other way, has Kirkby one man to beat. Shinato will pull it to the outside as Kirkby going to be out for the defensive shift. Now he'll head over to the bench just to make sure he watched Shinato go, just to make sure he wasn't leaving the one extra man for a short power play-like situation. Watson over to Gillis. Gillis pulls it back out. Now here's Ethan Umlaut. Umlaut. Gillis set a screen. Watson cutting in, still has the stick. Just missed the near side post. That one stays in off a couple of bounces from the top of the glass. Umlaut blocked there by Russ Hurd. Or Ryan Hurd, I should say. Ryan Hurd back into the lineup here, playing defensively against the Blackfish now. Hurd moving screens out of the way. Mills setting him in behind the goal, back out in front. Watson couldn't pull the trigger. Now he'll go upstairs. Melanchuk turns that one aside. As Aiden Ellis trying to barge that one forward. Here goes Ryan Hurd. He'll just scoop that one between the legs back to Eli Batt. A quick pass ahead, and they get it across the timeline in time. Ritchie forced into the boards. And that one actually knocked free momentarily by Tomek Godfriedson. Godfriedson defending in the middle. Quick shot looking for the top right corner. Missed wide. As that'll be scooped up, and they've got numbers possibly, except this pass out of the outstretched stick. Scooped up by Nick Jensen on the near side. He and Ryan Jensen will cross sides. They thought about going themselves, Nick and Ryan. They'll both head off on the change. No, Nick Jensen's actually going to stay out here. Josh Mills. Nick Jensen waiting on the far side. Ryan Jensen went off of the change. Able to get Brian Gillis back out onto the floor. Mills takes the shot just over top of the goal. Nice shot over top of the defense. So things will be picked up there for the SeaSpray. Quickly had to change to the Blackfish to get back into defensive position here. Brandon Humphrey watching this one like a hawk. He hasn't even moved at the start of this possession. Just looking around everybody there. He finally shifted a little bit. As Humphrey getting set here, he's dialed in across the outside. Gabriel stutter steps, pulls it back to his backhand, cuts in, forced to the outside, now cuts back again out of the backhand, getting zoned into the corner, runs out of room, and now this one will be sent down the other way. The SeaSpray sending bodies back out onto the floor. Coaching staff Ian Patterson of the SeaSpray got to be happy with what the team has accomplished so far here in this one. Gordy Phillips defending on the near side. They'll work it around the outside as Laszlo Henning looks to cut in. Now McIntyre uses the side, spins to the outside. Now to Gillis. Gillis circles around, waits, takes the shot. That one going to be knocked down. Watson, though, 3 seconds. Can he shoot around the man? He does. It got through to Melanchuk, but nobody was there to go fight and dig for the loose ball. SeaSpray will get a freebie there. I don't think anybody thought that shot was going to get through, let alone in time. 3:08 left to go here in the first quarter. Adam Dixon back up high as Tyler Kirkby and Lucas Nielsen working their way around the outside. Nielsen sends it back in front. Nice pull back across the body. Loose ball crunched into the crease. The officials quickly, both with the arm up there, they're going to call a check from behind. As one of the SeaSpray just crushed into the crease there, waiting to try and have his opportunity to pick up the loose ball. Ryan Jensen already made one trip to the penalty box. He's going to go back there once again. So check from behind and another power play to deal with here for the Blackfish. They've been shorthanded 3 times already here in the first. Kirkby, Ritchie, and then down low on the far side is going to be Josh Yakney. Kirkby quarterbacking again, fakes the behind the back feed, now gives it to Nielsen. Nielsen had troubles with it as they work forward. Conrad Squarick, now Remo Shinato. Sends this one the length of the floor. Now Roberts bumps, cuts in on goal. Good defensive check, but Melanchuk gets all of it. And I believe we are going to get a penalty off of the far side. Melanchuk touched it, and as soon as he did, the play was blown down. Going to be a holding the stick call charge to Yakney. Josh Yakney picking that one up off of the far side. He'll negate a minute 38 of the team's power play time for his efforts. It all happened when everybody got tangled up over in front of the benches trying to get an offensive change. Back out the near side now for Josh Mills as Mills will send it across the zone. Roberts looking to cut in. Pattison forcing him to the outside. So 4-on-4 lacrosse here. Ethan Umlaut guarded off of the near side by Tommy Robertson. Far side, Stroop lost his stick. Coming over, waits, forced to the outside. Ethan Umlaut poked that one up here, and that one nearly made it all the way up to myself and Fred in the broadcast booth. Ethan Umlaut just trying to get that one into the stick, ended up sending it forward, and our wonderful scorekeepers will have to find that one. As back down again, Blackfish territory, Primus with the ball. Primus back up high to Kirkby. Kirkby again, a mind-boggling 32 points in 4 games for his team coming into this one. Now across to Ritchie. Ewan setting the screens. Ritchie, a one-hopper handled by Humphrey. Tried to bank it in there. Did Tyler Ewan off of the backside of Humphrey as soon as he lifted his shoulder off of the post. Back out the other way. They tried the fake ball play. Didn't really fool anybody. Over to the near side, Brian Gillis. Minute 32 left to go here in the first. Back around the zone, McIntyre getting square, now pulling it to his backhand. Forced around the outside by Connor DeWitt. Now up high, Mills shoots, scores! Josh Mills breaks the goose egg, brings it back within 2. Melanchuk got a piece of that one, but not enough as Mills just powered it through the 5-hole, looked like. It's a tough shot, bringing it at enough of an angle to shoot around the defense who was on that left side of Mills' body. A great screen opened him up just enough. And we are still 4-on-4 for another 27 seconds here. 3-1 your score as Josh Mills gets it going here for the Blackfish. Procedure called on Phillips, or pardon me, on Barnes. So Gordy Phillips will get the ball. He'll leave it for Dixon. As Lucas Nielsen will be waiting, Jordan Gabriel will be out the far side. Vinny Ritchie, the last man in here. Vinny Ritchie actually had the ball. I think Dixon fooled everybody, even me, for a moment. As they'll throw it across the zone. Nielsen fights the loose ball. He'll be called for going through the crease. Last minute here in the first. 3 seconds until Ryan Jensen comes out of the box. Now he's free. as Ethan Umlaut holds it in the near side, leaves it back for Brian Gillis. They got 15 seconds of power play time to make something happen here. Watson to Gillis. Draws out Phillips. Back across to Watson. Eli Batt defending. Back up high. Gillis skies to keep it alive. Around the world to Connor Watson. Shoots, and a stop by Melnick. Melanchuk gets all of it, and now we're back 5-a-side, but a extra attacker play coming here. Humphrey back on the bench as Mills back up to Gillis. Mills, 12 seconds to go. Shot clock and game clock separated by about a second. Umlaut popped out of his stick, fights for the loose ball. Watson with it now, 4 seconds. Roberts round the outside of the near wing. Can Gillis get it away? Runs out of time. I mean, we go all the way back to the inaugural season. Remember Mateo Tack that was playing for the SeaSpray? Lee Jackman was his backup back in the original season. Now Jackman been playing quite well for the SeaSpray ever since. Keegan Melanchuk, though, getting a look in the goal here tonight. Again, the former New Westminster Salmon Belly. As Evan Pattison pulls this one across the line, cutting it off the near side. He'll get another crack on goal, and Humphrey will swallow it up. As Evan Pattison, he's been bringing that speed all afternoon long. Blackfish out into the offensive territory. It'll be McIntyre, Umlaut, Gillis, Henning. And then back up at the point will be Mills. McIntyre spins off of the check, gets onto his forehand, looking for somewhere to pass. Back over to Mills, whips it into the far side. Gillis cutting in off of the wing. There's Robinson to force him around the outside, takes the one hopper. Melanchuk gets all of it, and Pattison's going to head out the other way. Had a man ahead of the play was Tommy Robertson. He'll head off on the change. Jensen and company get back in time. Kellner's there as well. McIntosh and then Xander Kabeka. Kirkby fakes the shot, goes back up to Dixon, and he'll get it back. Cutting through the middle was Primus. Tyler Ewan pulls up to a stop. He'll set a screen. Now Dixon cutting off of the far wing, takes a shot upstairs, and Humphrey gets the save. Humphrey gets the outlet feed, cutting down the other way to David Hammond. Hammond tried the pass through to Ethan Umlaut coming off of the bench, just missed him behind the play. As Connor DeWitt now. 3-1 your score if you're just joining us. Happy to have you aboard. Thanks for sharing in the game with us so far. That one will go off of the window and be a souvenir for the fans. Pinballs around before somebody's able to corral it. Always got to keep your head on a swivel when you're watching a lacrosse game. Kirkby off of the far side. Waits gets this one to Ritchie. Now Nielsen on Abrams on the far side. McIntosh jumped the screen. Gabriel, lefty shooter spot. Gets around the D-man. Cutting in on his backhand now. In behind the goal. Passes it out. Our side. Phillips leaves it. Cut down through the middle was Ritchie. Able to get the pass away to Nielsen. He's got 8 seconds to go. Blowing up against the boards, but cuts back to the center, just trying to get it in on goal. And he'll be pushed into the crease. As the ball was still in his stick, Tomek Gottfriedson just had to fish it out. And he'll set it the other way. Good defensive play there by the Blackfish, cutting down all opportunities there. As here's a quick shot in transition. Melanchuk gets all of it. Melanchuk looking for the outlet feed, finds it. Now they'll relay it up to Evan Pattison. Barnes on him, takes the contact. Pattison's going to go in behind the goal and out the other side. Chased down by Barnes, leaves it for Kirkby. Dixon sets a screen. Kirkby across. Ewan unable to get that one. It was too high. Laszlo Henning, he's going to head out in the offensive game here. Barnes holds up at the center line. Now he'll head off on the change. Henning with one man to beat. Henning across the zone. Here's the cutter. Chase McIntyre in and scores! Always got to watch for that last man in out of the offensive gate. Chase McIntyre right down the pipe. Gets the pass and blasts it past Melanchuk. Chase McIntyre will cut the lead to 1. Off a nice goal cutting in down the middle, right down Main Street. .12:16 left to go in this one. The lead cut back down to 1. Chase McIntyre with the opportunity, made no mistake. And if you're a defensive side, you got to make sure that you watch out. Speaking of watch out, that one going against the wall. It's going to be a delayed penalty here coming against the Blackfish. We'll see for how long, as Shinato finally able to scoop that one up. One of the SeaSpray players pushed into the wall at distance from behind. Nick Jensen is going to go away with the penalty. Again, we'll see for how long, if it's going to be a 2 or if it's going to be a 5. It is a 5-minute major, it looked like, from the assignment of the official there. Yes, indeed. So Jensen, I would imagine it's going to be a 5-minute check from behind. 5-minute boarding major, there it is. As Ewan will start with it on the near side with Ritchie. Kirkby fakes the pass, now makes the pass. Ewan cradles and goes to Kirkby. Nielsen in tight. Dixon scores! Just able to shovel that one in between the legs of Brandon Humphrey. First power play goal realized here as they work it in tight and then just sweeps that one down low right between the legs. Humphrey thought he was going to go for the near side post, but he went right through the uprights. So again, here in the Arenalacrosseleague, if you get the major penalty, you're allowed to score twice on it before the player comes out of the box. So they have one more. The power play working well so far for the SeaSpray. 11:40 left to go. They got a 2-goal lead back thanks to the efforts of the special teams. As Kellner all over Pattison. And then Pattison able to get across the timeline and pull it back out into the offensive zone. So they'll still have a whole lot of time to work with here. See if they can end this major with a 5-2 lead. Far side, Nielsen tried to cut it in. Now Dixon, he's there off of the far side. Squarek with the bump, able to knock the ball free. Nielsen working in tight there. Loose ball. Going to be worked on here. Humphrey scoops it up, and now he's going to try and spring Barnes out the other way. Pass was just ahead of him, but Barnes able to track it down now. Loose ball still evades him momentarily, still on the floor. Aiden Ellis was able to recover. Now Eli Batt gets into the fray, and he'll find the loose ball. Good recovery by Aiden Ellis and company. And then Ellis will head right back out onto the change to get the offensive players out onto the floor. Ritchie sends it back up to Kirkby. 3:45 left to go here. Kirkby waiting up top of the zone. Now Ewan, swing, shoot, scores! Tyler Ewan, a power play goal for his second of the game. Powers that one past Humphrey, off the post and back in. As Tyler Ewan gets the feed from Kirkby and is able to blast that one home. Number 18's got 2 in this one. So back to 5-a-side we go as the SeaSpray get both of their goals on the major. However, Nick Jensen still does have to serve the time. Stroop, what a stop there by Humphrey. So Jensen will remain in the box. He still has to serve the rest of his major time. However, they go back to 5-a-side out on the floor. Back up high, Connor Watson. Blackfish back down by 3 all of a sudden. Watson takes the shot, one hopper, Melanchuk able to hold on to it. As the SeaSpray back out the other way, they've got some numbers momentarily. Eli Batch is gonna lift that one up for Evan Pattison, and he'll find Yakney. Yakney cutting around to the near side. They're calling for it up high. Gets it to Primus, now around to Nielsen. Everybody cutting towards the front of the goal. Now they'll move out. It's like synchronized swimming. Primus, far side, cuts through, takes the shot, rang it off the crossbar. What a wicked shot by Cordell Primus. They'll get the reset, though, because they hit the post. Kirkby pushed down by McIntosh, now up. Ewan swings around, and that one will go off of the shoulder of Humphrey and out of play. Great shot there. Smith, or Yakney, I should say, wearing Smith's old jersey. Yakney cutting through, doesn't get the feed. Now Ewan will get it. Squarek defending on him. Nielsen finds Yakney cutting around the near side, gets it back over. Nielsen diving through, waved off. He stepped in over the far side. What a goal that would have been. That one swung low, went high. That thing had some momentum to it. It was able to dunk it in over the shoulder of Humphrey as he moved forward to challenge. 9:02 left to go. As McIntyre gets this one to the offensive territory. Nice pick and roll over top of the goal. Loose ball picked up in behind the net. They'll curl it around. 4 seconds left to go. Shoots wide of the goal. as this one rolls all the way down. Charging for it hard, though, is Aiden Ellis to see if he can get to it. Now he'll just leave it go. If he had the opportunity, he would have picked it up for delay of game on the official there as he kicked it away from Adam Dixon. As Gabriel plays it over to Kirkby. Kirkby, nifty looking feed. He spun to his backhand and then put it behind himself to try and get it to the cutter and Dixon. Kirkby to Dixon, curling up at the far side, shoots over top of the goal, gets his own rebound, feeds it over. Kirkby just in front of him as Xander Quebeca able to get a hold of that one. He'll spring Shinato. He and Jensen, 2-on-1, now a 3-on-1. Shinato fakes, tries to scoop it to Jensen and ran out of room there. As Jensen, that one knocked loose. Good work there by Eli Batt. Evan Pattison in to help out as well too. 40 and 44 have been an absolutely terrifying pairing for opposing offenses to deal with since their inaugural season together. Pattison will scoop it up, has 2 men to beat, gets it up to Eli Batt. Eli Batt has a man coming in off of the bench. Quick pass across to Primus, stopped by Humphrey. Brandon Humphrey got all of that one. He'll keep it a 3-goal game here, and it stops like that the Blackfish need right now. Blackfish down by 3, 7:35 left to go. Connor Watson pulls it across. Back to the center. Gillis thought about pulling the trigger around the defense, put it off of the back window, tried to get it up to McIntyre. SeaSpray back up the floor once again. Connor Stroop up the near wing. Stroop sends it across now. Here's Kirkby. Xander Quebeca defending. Connor Abrams is on the far side as well. Laszlo Henning in the middle. Kirkby gets around a couple of screens. Good defense by Henning. Back up. Ritchie to Ewan. Ewan across. Kirkby. Elevator shot. Stopped by Humphrey before it got to the top floor. Outlet feed to Squarick. Looks ahead for the man coming off of the bench. Good pick off there by Gordy Phillips. Right idea by Squarick. Had the man in behind the defense. Just couldn't get him the ball. Good pick off by Phillips. Near side. Here's Yakny. Squarick going to defend off of the near side. Challenges. Forces him to the center. Back in front. They score! Pretty passing play. Ends up right at the front doorstep with Adam Dixon. Adam Dixon's got a couple as Yakny. Got it to Kirkby and almost a no-look pass back in front to Dixon. Coming out the other side of the officials' timeout. Here in beautiful Langley, BC. 6.5 left to go in the second, and it's a 6-2 lead for the SeaSpray. Ewan holds it over the near side. McIntosh bumped off him on the screen. Ryan Jensen able to get in the way of that one, working it towards the far side. Just bulldozes his way through the man, picks up the loose ball, and then the stick going to be chopped down to the floor. Delayed penalty coming here, I would assume against the SeaSpray. No, it is, finally. Egan Melanchuk, as soon as he saw that ball picked up, started making his way towards the bench. He'll be back into the crease there as Lucas Nielsen. I believe he's going to pick up a slash here for his efforts against, yes he will, against Ryan Jensen. So Nielsen picks up the slash for Dose. And a power play is a great way to build some momentum. We'll see what they can accomplish with it here. Watson will quarterback. Will be joined by Gillis and company. Gillis back up high. Watson backhand feed to Henning. Down low to Roberts. Henning, Watson gets the screen play from Ethan Umlaut. Watson pulls it around, trying to get to his favorite spot. Whipped it across the zone. Gillis missed it wide as Melanchuk nearly took a swing at the player cutting through there. Down low, right back in front. Henning will score! Power play goal for Laszlo Henning. 3-goal lead it has been cut to. Henning just waiting right in front of the goal. Patience paying off as the Blackfish able to work it around the zone. Gillis was forced to the outside by Connor Stroop and then worked it back out in front as Henning able to slot that one home. Reese Barnes looking to force this one ahead off of the faceoff draw, and he does. Barnes sends that one over to the far side as Shinato, the one-hopper pass, ends up in the stick of Chase McIntyre. McIntyre has one man to beat in Robinson. Robinson turned to face the screen. Mills feeds it back in the middle behind the back shot right in on Melanchuk. McIntyre getting creative with that one. Ahead the other direction. Watson picks it up off of the turnover, has McIntyre with him. And a too many men call. Gonna go against the Blackfish as they sent one man too many out of the gates when they still had the defense out on the floor. They were looking for the opportunity, and just a bit of a mental lapse there for the Blackfish. So Xander Quebeca is going to head across to serve the too many men penalty, and the SeaSpray, they just gave one up on the power play. Now they'll have an opportunity to get it right back with the special teams. Ritchie, Primus, Ewan, Dixon, and Kirkby. As Ritchie and Ewan will work the near side. Now Kirkby has the Jensens defending on him. Nick and Ryan back over. Ewan shoots and scores! Make it 5 assists for Kirkby and a hat trick for Tyler Ewan. Kirkby and Ewan, a force to be reckoned with since they've been united. 3 goals for Ewan, 5 assists for Kirkby, and a power play goal restores the 4-goal lead. .451 left to go as the SeaSpray realize the offense that they've been looking for once again. As Connor DeWitt able to shield the ball and get the pass away. Evan Pattison, nice little scoop feed to Gordy Phillips. Has Gabriel with him, and on the far side is Nielsen. Phillips sent it back across to Tyler Kirkby. Forced around the outside by David Hammond. Kirkby sends it over to the near side. In and out of the stick of Gabriel. Shinato takes him into the wall, and that ball popped free. Yakni taking Shinato into the boards as Gabriel steps back across once he picked it up. So Connor Watson will come away with it here. Watson has a couple of screens being set up on the far side. Motion coming across the zone. Watson looking to feed it back in the center. Watson still with it now in the middle. Bumped away, stolen, and here they come up the floor. Primus with Yakni. They were back on a defensive assignment. Now they're out onto the offensive side. Yakni able to knock that one down, holds it off on the near side. Yakni winds, fires. That one blocked off a body and ends up in the near side corner. Ewan in tight to Ritchie. Here's the cutter. And then Remo Shinato going to take the man down in the middle. Brandon Humphrey took things away from Nielsen, so we couldn't go for the wraparound there. It's going to be a cross check. Coming against Shinato. They're going to get 2 here. The initial call was called against the man who took Nielsen into the crease. I wonder if we're going to get another one here. We might get 5. We might get 5 on 3 here if they get 2. So it's going to be a cross-checking minor. And I think they're just going to get the 1. This is interesting because there was initially a call. It's going to go against Humphrey. The arm initially went up when Nielsen was taken into the crease. And then Brandon Humphrey ended up making a cross-check in behind the goal as the man went across, it looked. Or pardon me, it was Primus, I should say, that was taken into the crease off of the far side, it looked like, as Kellner is going to pick this one up. Regardless, we've got another power play coming here for the SeaSpray. Nielsen thought about passing it across, he'll leave it for Dixon. Now Kirkby will come out. Kirkby was onto the bench momentarily to get the defensive player. Ewan tried the quick one-timer as he skied up on the near side. Minute and a half left to go with the special teams here. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Kirkby over to Ritchie. Couldn't find him around the defense there. Good work by Nick Jensen. Jensen taken into the wall. Loose ball push. As Ryan Jensen. And then Brandon Humphrey just telling Ryan to get moving. He was arguing with the officials saying, why wasn't that a boarding call if Jensen's was earlier? Waste some precious time here. As McIntyre Curls around the outside. Clay Miller. Now with Robinson on him. McIntyre and Watson looking to kill off some time here. 3 seconds left. Watson shoots wide of the goal. Not able to get the shot clock reset. There's 50 seconds left to go. As Robinson feeds it ahead for Eli Batt. The Blackfish, Shinato, Abrams, McIntosh, and Barnes. It'll be Kirkby, Ewan, Ritchie, Primus, and Dixon. Ewan and Kirkby going back and forth. Rings it off of the post. That shot was so tough it nearly knocked the net off its moorings. The Sweet Steel singing here at the event center. Primus fires. Humphrey gets the save, scoops up the loose ball, and he'll spring Barnes the other way. 3-on-1 brewing here. Barnes, McIntosh, and Shinato. Barnes across, Shinato coming in. He scores! Shinato with the shorthanded opportunity. He'll cut the lead to 3 once again. Great patience the other way for the Blackfish. Barnes pulls up, waits for Shinato to have the lane, and he took it. Cuts across and gets a pretty shorthander. Still 14 seconds remaining on the power play for the SeaSpray here. They'll send Dixon and Ritchie in deep. Kellner and Squareneck will watch them. Off of the draw, here goes Phillips. Phillips pulls it back around the outside. 9 seconds left to go in the power play here. Squareneck off of the far wing. Now Kirkby. They'll just wait as coming out of the box is going to be Quebeca. He'll head right back into the defensive side of things here. Xander goes over to Nielsen, able to get the stick check in there. What a stop by Humphrey! Oh my goodness! Dixon right in front of the goal on the rebound, and Humphrey just robbed him and future generations of his family with how good that save was. Wow! Tyler Kirkby now off of the far wing. Ritchie tried to cut it off of the near side. Jensen forces him to the other wing. Far side, Primus. Here's Ewan curling, and Humphrey gets another big stop there. Rebound, they score! Cordell Primus cleaning up the mess on the far side. And he'll be able to slide that one through, but my goodness, I cannot wait until the end of this one so we can see the replay at the intermission of that earlier stop. Save of the year candidate type of stuff here in the Arenalacrosseleague. 55.7 left to go here, and just like that, the SeaSpray. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called here. It's going to go against Connor Watson, it looks like. As Watson, he'll be in the box for 2 minutes, and the frustration just continuing to boil over here for the Blackfish. They brought it within 3. They gave up. And so play is going to be blown in as Tyler Kirkby had to rush to get to that one. Nobody went to pick it back up, and then Kirkby taken down to the middle of the floor. Ryan Jensen coming in the other way, puts it wide of the goal. Chaos happening here momentarily as they'll rush out the other way. Able to get to the box was Robinson to get his man out on the floor. 33 seconds left to go. Minute and a half on the power play. Cutting through, sets a screen. Ritchie scores! Nice little set play there. Nielsen sets the screen. Ritchie gets the pass from Kirkby and puts it into the back of the goal. Tyler Kirkby, I think that's assist number 7. That 8-point per game average is pretty close here in this one. Another power play goal. It's a 5-goal lead. 26.8 left to go in the frame here. Barnes and Phillips going to line up in the circle. That one knocked away from Phillips, but scooped up. And a timeout going to be called here as a result by Ian Patterson and company. My goodness. I don't know if we have time for it here during the power play or the timeout. Can we see that save? Or do we have to wait for the highlight package during the intermission? I hope we can pull that save up by Brandon Humphrey. What a stop. And then all of a sudden, so let's see if we get it here. Dixon right in front of the goal. Taken away there by Brandon Humphrey. Just throws the stick out to the near side as Dixon scooped it up right in front of the goal. Thank you to Jordan for bringing that one up for us. That's the type of goaltending you get from Brandon Humphrey. Again, the defense just haven't been tagging their men on some of the in-tight opportunities. The most recent goal was the rebound put in by Primus off of the far side. Oh, sorry, the one before that, I should say. Then the one most recent, the power play goal. The screenplay set in front by Nielsen. As Ritchie able to get it. They'll wait. Extra attacker play coming here, 6-on-5. 21 left on the clock. Kirkby's just going to hold it to kill off a little bit of time here. 5-goal lead. Can they make it 6? One last play here in the second. Kirkby to Ritchie. Yakny setting a screen. Back over to Kirkby. Primus sets it. Trying to cut back to the middle. Primus puts it off a defender and up over top of the play. And who are they going to say it goes for? They're going to say it's a SeaSpray ball. Again, that one looked like it went off of the Blackfish defender and out of play, so it would stand to reason that it went to the SeaSpray. Everybody a little bit confused momentarily. Not a lot of time for the final shot. And I tell you, the one thing that the SeaSpray goaltending tandem does have today, the best hair in the league. I'll tell you that for free. Jackman and Melanchuk. And even Clay Miller. I mean, Clay Miller's not a goaltender, but the SeaSpray, they got a lot of good locks on that team. As again, welcome in. Ian Wilson with the call. Carlin Parker on the cameras. Jordan on the replay in the back. And Fred Randard on the in-arena PA. We welcome you into the Arenalacrosseleague's fantastic Sunday afternoon action as Melanchuk picked up where he left off with a big save there to start out the second half. McIntyre in on Robinson, high-low, and another good stop by Melanchuk. As they'll send that one across the zone. A couple of opportunities coming the other way. Remo Shinato was able to pick that one up. And 5 aside to start out the second half. Nobody anywhere near the penalty box quite yet. Mills and DeWitt going at it in the near side. Eli Batt watching as well. Henning stripped of the ball, picked up by Robinson. Robinson out the other way with Pattison and DeWitt. Robinson keeps it himself. He'll take, miss wide of the goal. As that one going to be picked up by Square coming off of the bench. He'll spring Watson coming up the other way. Pardon me, no, it's Tomek Gottfriedson. Gottfriedson, he'll head off on the change. We've seen him get a couple of big goals in last week's game for the Blackfish. Gillis finds a man coming off of the bench. Not able to get right down Main Street. Miller forced McIntyre to the outside. Ring around the Rosie to Gillis on the near wing. Gillis cuts in front. Heading, stopped by Melanchuk. And then they score, coming down the other way. I tell you, you can't look away for a second. I looked down at my roster for a half second, and Laszlo Henning puts it back in the net. His second of this one, as just the giveaway in close quarters. They'll make him pay. The Blackfish open up the second half. 13:23 to go. The lead has been cut to 4. And we know after last week, the Blackfish are capable of an offensive explosion. We'll see if they can come away with one here. Reese Barnes works it over to the far side. 9-5. Your score here. McIntyre swings it over to Mills as Mills cuts around. Connor Stroop forced to the outside now. Hits McIntyre up at the center point. McIntyre loads, fires off the shoulder. And then a delayed penalty coming here. As right in front once again, they score! Very similar to the Laszlo Henning goal just moments ago. Gillis is able to score. There's a delayed penalty coming off of the hit on Watson in front. Gillis ends up with the ball that went sky high after it popped out of the pile. And he'll make no mistake in tight, and just like that, it's a 3-goal game. The Blackfish certainly not done yet. Still lots of lacrosse left to play here. Off of the draw, Squarek's going to be able to pick it up. And the Blackfish will control coming out of their own zone. Reese Barnes on the near side. Connor DeWitt jumped to the screen. Tried to push him back across the timeline, but couldn't do it. Watson. Tommy Robertson defending alongside Austin Robinson, Clay Miller, Connor DeWitt, and Evan Pattison. Tried to dunk that one in over the backside. Would have stepped in had it gone in. Just tried to see if he could get Melanchuk going to the far side post. As Yakny leaves that one for Kirkby. Kirkby 7 assists in the first half. See how many he finishes the game with. Kirkby feeds it over to Ewan. Ewan curls around the screen, fires and scores! I don't know what the statute of limitations is on the assists in this league, but the last man to have it before it went to Ewan was Tyler Kirkby. His 4th of the game goes Tyler Ewan. 4th of the game for Ewan, and possibly the 8th apple of this one for Kirkby. 12:06 left to go. They're in the double digits. Barnes and Phillips squaring off in the circle. And here's a battle as Phillips and Barnes look to push that one the opposite way. Barnes will come away with it, and he'll work his way up the center. There it is, the assist to Tyler Kirkby. He's got 8 in this game. There's that 8-point per game average coming to fruition. Far side, Watson tried to split the difference, forced to the outside though. Across to Gillis. Gillis takes a shot. That one bounces off of the floor and hits the glove of Melanchuk. As Pattison across the timeline, he'll throw a strike in front, tipped in on goal. And Humphrey had to be sharp with that one as Yakny didn't get it into his stick, just redirected it right in front of the goal. Gottfriedson sends it across, and the Blackfish going to set up in the offensive zone once again. Miller defending on Roberts. Now Henning sets a screen. Taking himself, Roberts spins over onto his backhand. Scoop pass to Henning. Scoops it up from the right point. Waits, in front, Watson. Nice stop by Melanchuk. Watson took heavy contact there by Robinson. He'll get back up and into the fray. This sport is not for the faint of heart. There is physicality written all over it. Pattison gets plastered against the wall by Humphrey. And he is very slow to get up here. Pattison picks himself up off of the end wall. And Humphrey with a few words with him as he goes by. That is a goaltender right there. Here's Mills, fires and stopped by Melanchuk. Brandon Humphrey, he gets it done in the crease and he gets it done behind the net too. What a check. This one, the physicality picking up. 10-6 your score for the SeaSpray. The boys in blue looking to do more damage. Kirkby feeds it into Primus, takes the bump behind the back. Humphrey, he'll get the save. What an effort there by Primus. Nice control in tight. With 9:45 left to go here. Ethan Umlaut had that one pop out of the stick momentarily. Stroop and Phillips working together to try and pick up the loose ball. Phillips sends it up to Stroop up through the center. Stroop cutting in over the right wing, lets it go, he scores! The captain, Connor Stroop in transition. Stroop lets that one go, goes off of the near side and ends up in the top other corner. Just took a hop off of the equipment. Connor Stroop getting involved and making it a 5-goal game once again. The Blackfish in tough here as Barnes, he and Robinson going to be called procedure against the SeaSpray. So the Blackfish will get it. Play blown in as Roberts fakes it. He'll stay with it over on the far side. McIntyre cutting up at the far wing, or pardon me, it's Laszlo Henning. Josh Mills now back over to Henning, sets the screen, gets the little bit of an open lane. Miller recovers though. They put it towards the front of the goal, went off of the foot of Ellis. Miller over to the near side, picked off by Henning. Now back into the middle, Roberts cutting it on goal, stopped by Melnick. Melanchuk with another great opportunity as Roberts was cutting right down the middle. As some of my other sports coming through in that one. One of the other teams I broadcast for, a hockey team, is a goaltender named Melnick. So sometimes Melnick and Melanchuk in the heat of the moment can get pretty close together. Kirkby was taken down in the near side corner. He'll be back up, and a swing from the far side. Loose ball picked up by Squarick. He'll throw it the length of the floor for Jensen, but they get a man out of the bench to defend. Jensen across, in on goal, puts it off the post. Remo Shinato back in front. Mlot scoops it as Watson skied over top of Melanchuk. Unable to get it to go though. Watson fakes. Hurd watching him like a hawk. Back up high. Gillis over. Mlot swings it to Shinato. In and out of the stick. Shinato taking it to the boards. Ball is loose. Watson's going to run for it. His shoe actually came off. Look at the hustle there as Watson, with only one shoe on, just shoots it towards the goal. Melanchuk able to keep that one as Humphrey comes out of the goal and tried to get that one away from Phillips. Now he'll get back into the crease. Humphrey's been active today. Big hit against the wall. And then Jensen comes away. Part of me was Kellner thought he had it. Yes, he does. As now they'll get it across to Ethan Mlot on the near side. It's going to be a too many men call. Yep, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with 7:32 left to go, in all the chaos, the Blackfish come away with one extra on the floor. So another power play coming for the SeaSpray. They've already done a lot of damage with it here this afternoon. The Blackfish going to be working their tails off to keep these opportunities to the outside. And Brandon Humphrey has looked sharp on some of the longer attempts here tonight. As Kirkby will start it out, it'll be Nielsen and Dixon, the righties, alongside of him. Ritchie and Ewan over to the lefties. Ewan loads back to Kirkby, goes to Nielsen in tight, puts it over top of the goal. The official gets out of the way. Kirkby gets it back, behind the back feet to Nielsen, swings and a save, and a rebound stopped by Humphrey too. Loose ball, fought for on the near side. Nielsen comes away with it, and they'll get a fresh 30 to work with. 30 seconds gone by on the power play here. Kirkby sends that one to Ewan. He'll let a blast go. It's blocked and comes all the way down towards Melanchuk. As Melanchuk, they're trying to see if it's going to be a back floor violation. So the official, actually there was no reset to be called there. The official counting it himself. They put it wide of the goal and the shot clock will expire. So the officials had to count that one themselves as there was an early shot clock reset. Put it wide of the goal as time expired on the shot clock. So 1:03 left to go on the power play, and now we go to the officials' timeout, halfway gone in the third. So 33 saves for Brandon Humphrey already in this game. A plethora of great opportunity. Connor Watson taking his time. Henning, Gillis, and Mlot joining him in the offensive PK scenario here. Puts it across. Henning put it off of the shoulder. Nice screen play to open him up off of the far side, and a wicked pass there. Melanchuk doing his best Brandon Humphrey impression there, coming out of behind the goal. Thought he might be able to set a screen on somebody. Lucas Nielsen to Primus. Now back up to Kirkby. Center point. Kirkby loads, passes. Ewan doesn't fire. They were able to cut him off. Now Primus waits, pulls it across. Ewan back up. Kirkby to Primus. Puts it right off of the chest to Humphrey as Kellner gonna leave it for Brandon Humphrey, and now he'll find Squarick. 5:40 left to go here. Squarick over to Roberts. Roberts backs away from that one, able to pull it across to the near side. Miller forcing him to the outside. We're back 5 aside as Xander Quebeca comes out of the box. Tried the fake ball play, ends up on the far side with McIntyre. McIntyre lets it go off of Hurd as Watson picks up the loose ball. Watson towards the front of the goal. He scores! Connor Watson goes airborne and just spikes that one off of the floor on the near side. What a move here. Just puts it off of the floor. It bounces up into the top half of the goal with enough of an angle to go in. Pretty stuff from Connor Watson as he'll cut the lead to 4. 5:16 left in the third. Connor Watson has been knocking on the door all game long. Had some posts, had some great saves. As here comes Shinato, puts it in tight for Barnes. Barnes looking to curl things back around, give it away, picked off by Bat. Eli Bat held up at the midline as he'll work it into the offensive zone with Connor DeWitt. Shinato forcing him back around towards the half line. Now Joshua Yakney still holds. He'll leave it for Kirkby here. Kirkby around to the near side. Usually we see him hang out around the center point. Kirkby back in front. Dixon puts it over top of the goal as Humphrey comes out trying to knock this one loose from Dixon. Humphrey getting involved in it in behind the goal. And the official is going to call possession in for the SeaSpray. Going through the crease was the call on somebody here, so now they'll wait and get it reset. Primus, here's Kirkby. Righty shooter spot, curling towards the point. Kirkby looking to dish. And here they come the other way. Kirkby with a defensive play, gets the shoulder. Here's Shinato, stopped by Melanchuk. As Kirkby pinned in against the wall, took his own stick to the face as it was taken across his face. Now Shinato pinned against the wall, nice little pocket pass. Watson, stopped by Melanchuk. Oh, and Watson hurt himself on the fall there. Just an awkward collision as Watson fell awkwardly after the shot in on Melanchuk. He'll be slow to get off here. Able to get out under his own power though, which is a good sign. And a quick opportunity as a result the other way. Ewan was turned aside. Squarek pins the man against the wall for good measure. Now Ewan gets it across. Nielsen to Kirkby now, near side. Kirkby shoots wide of the goal. Still got lots of time left on the shot clock here. Ewan across. Nielsen puts it wide of the goal. Through the crease though, the call. So with 3:20 left to go. Clock starts as Gillis will get it at the half line. 3:15 left to go here. Gillis, a couple of high steps, feeds it into the center, tipped towards the front of the goal. Melanchuk just easily handles that one. Phillips fakes, now throws it across the timeline as Eli Bat will settle it in. Yakney on the far side. Barnes the first defender there. Abrams over on the near side. Primus gonna pull this one up from the near wing. 2:50 left to go. Primus lets it go, stopped by Humphrey, he'll hold on. This game's still very much within reach for both sides. Reese Barnes now gets the outlet feed to Mac Godfredson. Gives a little bit of a screen to make sure space is opened up. They both head off on the change. Ethan Umlaut challenging on Robertson, forced to the outside. Ethan Umlaut gets a step, swims through, feeds it back over. McIntyre, far side now. Watson into the near wing, goes off of the back of Miller. Melanchuk gets it in his stick. As Melanchuk gave it away. There's Mills, over, Umlaut. Good defensive stick by Miller. Watson now again behind the back feed, picked off by Miller once again, and he'll send this one forward to Eli Bat. 2-on-1 brewing here. Eli Bat coming in the other way, across, snatched away by Humphrey. Does he keep it out? He does. Brendan Humphrey, the human highlight reel. He's had 2 5-star saves in this one and a 5-star body check to add to it. Far side, Blackfish puts it in front, popped out of the stick of Watson, comes to Gillis. Gillis back in behind the goal now for Watson. Back up front, Mills, stopped by Melanchuk. Far side for Watson now. Curling onto his backhand, spins around, Connor Stroop meets him on the defense. Stroop forcing Watson to the outside. Watson looking for Mills, bounced off of the wall, chopped off of the boards as Ellis trying to keep Mills away from it. Nice scoop up by Gillis. Gillis muscles his way in and couldn't get around Phillips. As he shoots it wide of the goal, Phillips helps him back up. Good sportsmanship there. Loose ball thrown away once again. But Phillips, here comes Brandon Humphrey just in case, but Shinato able to get to this one. Shinato with it, he'll get it back across the timeline. We're in the final minute here in the third. What a period. Far side. Roberts sets a screen, now Shinato with it. Shinato back over, Roberts diving, nice stick save by Melanchuk. How about these goaltenders in this game? Hurd throws it forward. Kirkby will get it ahead. 30 seconds game clock, 19 shot clock. Kirkby down the left wing, getting in tight, feeds it back for Primus. Primus steps around the defense, gets around another man, blocked by the defense. 7 seconds left on the shot clock here. Sends it forward, out over the outstretched arms of Ritchie. And then the shot clock gonna go. They're just gonna go with the quick extra attacker play. 8 seconds left. Can they get everybody out on the floor? 4 seconds. Here comes the trailer. Watson fires a one-hopper, and that one stopped by Melanchuk. Hold on to your hats, your t-shirts, your pants, your shoes, everything. Because the excitement in this one is going to blow them all clean off. 11-7 at the end of 3 quarters. And would you know, we still got 15 minutes left. How about this game? We've had excitement on all ends of the floor. Squarick, Kellner, Abrams, Barnes. On the far side, the Blackfish will line up. Nielsen and Gabriel, the two SeaSpray on the near wing, as Robertson goes at Kellner, comes across the zone as Jensen was able to get it to his man on the far side. Here we go, the last one in regulation, as Watson curls around the outside, feeds it in behind the goal. Curling around to the near side, McIntyre. Curls, passes, gets it in tight, gets it right back, puts it wide of the goal. Watson was able to find him as Gillis gets called for the loose ball push. This one's going to head out the other way. SeaSpray, send it floor wide to Kirkby. Kirkby still holds off of the far wing, now finds it in the near side for Gabriel. Gabriel gets a screen, feeds it over to Kirkby on the far side. Kirkby cuts around to behind the goal. Pulls it onto his forehand, feeds it back up to Primus. Primus stopped by Humphrey. Jensen with the loose ball as he'll bring it up the floor. Again, watch for some malfunctions at the junction in front of the benches as both of these teams looking to get bodies off and on the floor in a hurry. Henning cutting to the center, feeds it in behind the goal, back out in front. Couldn't get it into the stick of Watson, but a delayed penalty coming here. It's going to be a holding the stick call. Looks like it's going against the SeaSpray. The Blackfish looking to get their momentum going here in the fourth. This is a great start if they can find it with a power play. So Clay Miller holding the stick call. A 4-goal deficit. Can they cut it to 3? Watson's going to start with it. He'll have Imlot and Gillis, the two lefties. The righties are going to be Roberts and McIntyre. Watson goes back and forth off the far side behind the back feed for McIntyre now. Watson back over, Gillis, Watson again. Gets a back screen from McIntyre. Gillis lets it go. Melanchuk had to go off of the blocker's side and he's able to knock it down. Here's a counterattack opportunity. 2-on-1, now 2-on-2 with a man getting back into the fray. Connor Stroop will just pull it back out to the outside. Phillips was cutting towards the front of the goal. Stroop feeds it across to Dixon. And that one, he actually missed it. Now here goes Jensen with a head of steam down the other way. Puts on the afterburners. Nick Jensen cutting in. He scores! Nick Jensen, see you later, goodbye. Puts on the afterburners and a power play goal. Makes it 11-8. Nick Jensen We've seen that from him in his 3 seasons of ALL play. Very familiar with seeing number 19 streak down the floor for a transition opportunity. SeaSpray, though, can they answer back the way they've been doing all afternoon long? Nielsen waiting for some reinforcements. He's going to run across to the near side. Scoops it back in front. Primus goes behind the back. Goes wide of the goal as Humphrey able to scoop it up. And Quebeca looking up floor now. 12:35 left to go. Quebeca feeds that one up to Gillis. It'll be far side. Whips it across now. Watson back in front. He scores! Nice little tight pass in front of the goal. And just like that, we got a 2-goal game. Right in front for Laszlo Henning. Henning gets the Hattie and puts his team back within 2. 11-9 your score. Lots of time left, and these teams are going to bring it right down to the wire. You can already feel it. Phillips and Barnes. Once again in the circle, it'll go to the SeaSpray. DeWitt pulls it back up. Eli Batt now. He'll leave it for Joshua Yakni. He'll bring it around the near side wing. Barnes to guard him. Now back up for Dixon. Back screen from Nielsen. Kirkby over to Yakni. The pass out of his outstretched arms. And then big check by Jensen. Takes the man down. He'll head out the other way. Jensen fakes the pass. Here's the trailer. Roberts. One hopper wide of the goal. And a fan actually took a piece of that lacrosse ball before it came to rest outside of the floor. Again, you got to watch out. What if the lacrosse ball goes flying? Yakni surveys, cuts to the center. Looks to feed it across. It was picked off momentarily by David Hammond. Didn't know where it was. Now Squarick going to pick up the loose ball. Conrad Squarick up through center. Thinks about the pass, finds the cutter. Now right back in front. Stepped inside as he tried to pull that one back out in front of his body. Kirkby cutting in off of the offensive gate. And Ellis, my goodness, the speed that he exits the floor on every defensive change is insane. Kirkby back in front, and oh, what a stop there. Might have been helped out a little bit by the post, did Humphrey, but Dixon was looking for the slimmest of margins in the top corner. Here goes Jensen again. Jensen, one-handed, his glove was coming off, and he still put that one on goal. Jensen had to drop the glove, and he shot that thing just about one-handed. 10:45 left to go now in the fourth. If you're just joining us, buckle up. Nielsen cutting in. Nice stop by Humphrey. Picked up loose ball by Yakni. Yakni surveying the floor. Barnes and company defending. Now Kirkby back over to Yakni. Popped out of his stick. Tamek Gottfriedson able to pick it up. And the stick will be broken in half as he tried to check it off of him. Gottfriedson's going to head off in the change. Reese Barnes waiting as they'll get the players out of the bench, and the offensive team will join the floor. Last man waiting to come out of the gate. Cutting in, Watson gets it right back out in front, and McIntyre, nice quick pop play off of the screen. Unable to get it into his stick. Play is ahead to Tommy Robertson. Kirkby's going to wait on the far side. Again, he hasn't been facilitating too much here quite yet in the fourth, so they might be saving him right now. Now he'll get it over on the far side. Quebeca to guard him. There's McIntosh over there as well. Back up high. Ritchie over to Ewan. Ewan to Kirkby. Lets it go wide of the goal. And don't forget, he's got 8 assists tonight, but he can also whip that ball when it comes to shooting it towards the net. 9:33 left to go now. Blackfish with the possession in the offensive floor. Watson to the left wing for Henning. Gets to the shooter spot, pulls it across to the opposite wing. Now Bet gets it back center point. Off of the far side. Blackfish pressing here. Watson around the screen. Lets it go right into the chest of Melanchuk. And then he'll pick up the loose ball there. Looks for the outlet feed. Finds Eli Batt coming up the middle. Eli Batt at Aiden Ellis. Offensive opportunity here. Lots of players cutting through. Primus, good shutdown by Barnes. Pop free as Eli Batt gets it. Good checks by Abrams and company. They'll knock the ball loose as they come together into the wall. Across to Ellis. Can't get that one on goal. 8 seconds left as he'll let it go off of the pads. Loose ball. Can he pick it up? Taken down. But Primus will get it. Both sides telling the players to settle down here. It's getting a little out of control. The action has been fast and furious. Primus up high. Now to the far side for Nielsen across. Ritchie couldn't pull the trigger on the one-timer as Gabriel comes across, gets a little bit of a hook, but he'll pick up the loose ball. Gabriel over to Primus. Primus loads, swings, wide of the goal. 3 seconds left to go. That one takes a hop off of the wall. And then Gabriel, just as time expires, they were going to argue that that was a delay of game, but I think he got it right as the horn blew. So no delay of game. Humphrey comes out to pick that one up, and he'll start things out for the Blackfish going the other way. Blackfish cutting to the middle. Here's Henning. Henning stops, goes to the left wing side. Illegal pick called on Roberts. Possession for the shooting, or the SeaSpray. Connor DeWitt in the offensive zone. Pulls it over to Dixon. He'll hold it towards the point. Tomek Gottfriedson defending alongside Liam McIntosh, Conrad Squarick, Remo Shinato, and they'll be joined by Ryan Jensen. Tyler Ewan over, Kirkby shoots, and Humphrey gets the stop. Humphrey looking the length of the floor. This one takes a couple of bounces. Shinato originally unable to track it down. Now he'll get it off of the wall. Fakes, still holds behind the goal. Melanchuk watching him. Ends up in the far side corner now. 7:20 left to go here. Still a 2-goal game. Watson over to McIntyre. McIntyre cuts through to the center, takes the shot. That one knocked forward as Robertson. They tried to push him into the crease to get the backing in call. He's able to keep the toes out. Throwing this one forward, just not in the nick of time. As we go to the officials' timeout with 7:03 left to go. (11-9). Lots of opportunities both ways, and the Blackfish look to be building some momentum here. They got to get through Keegan Melanchuk, though. Umlaut into the far corner for Gillis. Curling back towards the point. Gillis loads, passes. In the center was Henning. That one will be scooped over, trying to get it to Watson. Now Eli Batt, loose ball. Able to shield the ball and pick it up. 6:39 left to go here. Both sides will get the changes off of the offensive gate, and Kirkby, that pass was low. Quebeca throws that one high. Again, everybody got to be careful here. They don't get caught for too many men. As the pace picks up, Melanchuk with the stop, and they keep it away from the goal line too. What an opportunity going the other way. Gordy Phillips holding it right now. He'll leave it for Tyler Kirkby. Kirkby, can they find the silencer? Kirkby coming in off of the far side. Gottfriedson meets him and forces him back around to the point. Here's Ritchie. Ritchie inside looking for Ewan, rolling towards the front of the goal. As Squarick gets it off of the pickup from Brandon Humphrey. Here's Roberts. 5:50 left to go on the clock. Feeds it across on the far side. They'll slowly get set here. As McIntyre gets the screen from Roberts all the way around to the far side corner. Pulls it back out. Ball comes free to the near side. 3 seconds left to go on the clock. Can he get it on goal? That one missing over top. As the player leaves it for the official there. Going to be thrown into the stick there of Gordy Phillips. Couple of fakes. He'll find it in the near side for Dixon. 5.5 left to go here. Joshua Yakney. Yakney curls, passes. Kirkby has it far wing. Now Primus. Primus and Kirkby set a couple of screens for each other. Primus waiting, passes. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Gabriel cutting in, takes the shot, stopped, gets his own loose ball. Fresh 30 to work with now. Back up high as Yakney gonna pull it back around to the outside. Under 5 to go. Advantage right now with the SeaSpray. They're up by 2. McIntosh doesn't have a stick. He's going to defend man-to-man just with the old mitts. Tyler Kirkby curls, looking for something, feeds it in front. Dixon scores! Call Tyler Kirkby the waiter, because he's been serving up great passes all afternoon long. That is assist number 9. Adam Dixon with a hat trick. 12-9 your score. Adam Dixon comes through in the clutch here with 4:39 left to go. A 3-goal lead has been restored. And we'll get a war back in the face-off circle once again. Barnes and Phillips. 2 Bulls locking horns here, as Barnes will be able to scoop it to the side. Watson forced to the outside, pulls it to the middle, keeps it, and it's finally knocked out of his stick. And a big check against the wall. Taking down Connor Watson in some kind of discomfort there. Play going to be blown in for the SeaSpray. They were waiting to see if Connor Watson was okay there, as they'll pull it across. 3-goal lead now. The Blackfish need something in a hurry here, as Dixon curls around the outside. Ritchie knocked down. Here goes Tomek Godfredsson. Godfredsson has Kellner with him. Leaves it. Kellner shoots. Melanchuk, they score! Trent Kellner down the other way, cuts the lead to 2. A great transition opportunity with he and Godfredsson. Will that be the shot in the arm the Blackfish need here? Down by 2 with 3:43 left to go. Off of the draw. Face-off going to be controlled by the SeaSpray. Will we see some desperation? Ball knocked loose. Can Gabriel get it? Taken down. No, doesn't get it across the line. Good pickup here by Barnes. Watson playing the physical game as well in transition. Back across. Roberts. Down low. Pulls it back around the outside. Now here's Watson, gets the screen. Takes the contact from Roberts, and Watson shoots. Melanchuk gets the save. Can they get out the other way? As the SeaSpray just telling everybody to calm down. The clock is on their side. Ritchie. Primus around to Nielsen on the far side. Kellner defending. Hammond took Kirkby down. Feeds it back over. Kirkby lets it go. That one ends up in front. Nielsen had a touch. Humphreys able to scoop it up. Squarick. 2:37 now. 2-goal game here in beautiful Langley, BC. Henning now whips it across. Gillis has it in his stick on the far wing. Back across the zone. Missed Roberts, and then Connor Stroop didn't quite get it off the initial opportunity. There goes Robinson. Austin Robinson. Nice little pocket pass to Connor DeWitt, as DeWitt will leave it back here for Adam Dixon. Dixon with a hat trick. As Ewan now, the Blackfish going to be calling for a little bit more aggression here on the defense. There's a nice feed across. Ewan stopped by Humphrey. Brandon Humphrey keeping his team in it right now, as McIntosh goes the other way. Humphrey's going to start making the jog over towards the bench. They're going to go for the extra attacker play here. 6 on 5. Humphrey's going to wait right at the gate so that he can try and get back just in case. McIntyre to Henning. Henning across. Gillis had trouble with it. Back up high to Mills. Mills fires. Melanchuk gets the save. Loose ball scooped up by Melanchuk. And then Humphrey's going to be able to get back into the crease in the nick of time. Back over, Tyler Kirkby, minute 20 to go here. They're going to leave one man out in the offensive zone, was Henning. Now he'll be pulled back across to the gate. Yakni, minute 10 left to go. Yakni cutting in, feeds it across. Nielsen can't keep the toes out, as Kellner and Nielsen with a couple of shoves. Humphrey's going to make the jog to the bench once again. Gave it away there, though, off of the pass. But Humphrey's able to get back in just in time. Connor Stroop didn't let it fly. Final minute here in the fourth quarter. Phillips across the zone finds Nielsen. Now Kirkby. Kirkby to Nielsen. Went past him. It got into the stick of Phillips. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as Gottfriedson shepherds him back towards the center. 5 seconds. Phillips cuts in. He'll take the shot. Gets his own loose ball, though. Taken into the wall by Humphrey. And they're going to call. Are they going to count that one? I heard a whistle before the ball went in. I think they're going to call it too many men. Or are they going to call timeout on the side of the SeaSpray? They waved that one off. I see, so they called timeout when he picked up the loose ball. So it negates it. The timeout was called before they could score. Strange turn of events there. Lots of smiles on the coaching staff over on the far side. I don't think they were expecting Brandon Humphrey to go out for the check in behind the goal. They were able to score, but the timeout was already called. So the SeaSpray will have possession here with time winding down. A 2-goal game. A dozen for the SeaSpray, 10 for the Blackfish. And a whole bunch of happy lacrosse fans here at the Fieldhouse. Melanchuk and Humphrey both in the crease to start this play here. Pattison's going to get it in his stick over on the far side with 26 seconds left to go. No shot clock to worry about here. Man-to-man style coverage from the Blackfish. Shinato will be on Pattison. It's Primus. Primus now, far side with Shinato on him. 20 seconds, cuts towards the front of the goal. Pulls it to the outside. They're going to have to send somebody across. They'll send it back to the center line. They're going to play keep away here. Kirkby just swings this one down low. Humphrey gets it into his stick. And Humphrey lets the outlet pass go right into the stick of Gillis. Knocked free by Ellis right at the end. And he and Kellner with a few words as wow. Everybody can collectively exhale now as we come to the end of a fantastic game here at the Fieldhouse. 12-10 your final score for the SeaSpray. As they break the second place deadlock in the league, they'll improve to 3-3. As the Blackfish drop to 2-4. Here on their each last game before the winter break. A rousing applause from the fans. As, my goodness, this game front to back had everything. Big saves, big hits, goaltender hits, a little bit of rough stuff, and just some absolutely incredible lacrosse from start to finish. Fourth quarter scoring summary. 3 goals by the Fish, 1 by the SeaSpray, and Tyler Kirkby, 9 assists in this one. Trent Kellner and Tomek Gottfriedson get the last goal of this game with 3:43 left to go in the fourth. And as we have a look at the saves, 57 shots on goal for the SeaSpray, 43 for the Blackfish. So a 45 save game for Brandon Humphrey, and on the other side, it'll be 34 for Melanchuk. Your 3 stars, brought to you by Stampede Tack and Western Wear. 3rd star for the Blackfish, number 45, Laszlo Henning. And then who else? On the other side, it's Tyler Ewan and Tyler Kirkby, the 2nd and 1st star respectively from the SeaSpray. Tyler Kirkby was dishing up a whole lot of fineness in this one. 9 assists, and 4 of them went Tyler Ewan's way. Ewan had 4 goals in this game to help secure the victory for the SeaSpray. Actually, he picked up 2 assists as well in his own right, so a 6-point night for Tyler Ewan, an 8-point night for Tyler Kirkby, and a 4-point game for Laszlo Henning. 3 goals and an apple in his efforts for the Blackfish. An early season candidate for one of the games of the year. This one was fantastic from start to finish. As the Blackfish went down big, they were able to fight back tooth and nail and provide us with another incredible Arena Lacrosse League West game. So 3-3 now are the SeaSpray, 2-4 the Blackfish. But we've got more coming up for you this afternoon. It's the Grizzlies and the Eagles taking each other on 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until then, hope you enjoy the afternoon. Again, it won't be too long. About an hour's time from now, there will be more Arena Lacrosse League West action going on. But as always, thank you so much for sharing in this game with us. Ian Wilson with the call on behalf of the wonderful broadcast crew here at the LEC Fieldhouse. Carlin Parker on the cameras, Jordan and Carson on the replays in the back, and Fred Rannert on the in-arena PA. Thank you so much. As always, do me a favor, be the best version of yourself. Good afternoon, good evening, and good luck, and we'll talk to you again. Well, for me, because I unfortunately can't do the next game, it'll be in the new year. So however the holiday season treats you, Merry Christmas, season's greetings, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. Let's do it all again in 2024.